All right. Are the parties ready on Ricardo Ramirez Jr.?
Yes, sir. Correct.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 9472 State versus Ricardo Ramirez Jr. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
All the way to the front, sir.
Luis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Ramirez.
And are you Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this no longer contested?
Oh, no, Judge, we needed to get our affairs in order. We never really were truly contesting the allegations.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Ricardo Ramirez Jr. who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 9472 for the offense of driving while intoxicated third or more on April 29, 2024 for a term of 6 years? Is that you? All right, you need to keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear and I can hear. State. What? Oh, there's no court reporter there. Where did she go? All right. Okay. Oh, then. Well, Norma, could you let, all right, thank you. Why is this area so crowded? All right, well, if you all could step back a little bit, we're waiting for the court reporter.
I got no else to be judges.
All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 9472 State of Texas versus Ricardo Ramirez Jr. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Gallery for the state.
Defense?
Yeah, Luis Martinez from Mr. Ramirez.
And are you Ricardo Ramirez Jr.?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Ricardo Ramirez Jr. who's placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 9472 for the offense of driving while intoxicated third or more on April 29, 2024 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violation of condition number 30 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Ricardo Ramirez Jr., did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of portable alcohol monitoring device. In that the defendant skipped 33 required test windows from August 21st, 2024 through December 23rd, 2024 in violation of condition number 30.
To that, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State,
Judge, to the agreement.
with regards to the,
I wouldn't abandon their affairs.
any objection?
Without objection, Judge.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 30, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 6 years in the prison and up to $2,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 30?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 30 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, sir. You're asking that you amend the conditions to, or deny our motion and amend the conditions to order the defendant to complete a TAP evaluation and follow the recommendations, and then to address what was pledged true to. We're asking for a SRAM device for 6 days.
All right. Is that what you all are requesting?
Yes, Judge, that's what we're requesting.
All right. Probation. What are you all requesting? And any objection to the court reviewing the court summary?
No, Judge. And for the court's information, that was where the state and defense are both asking to follow what's recommended in the court summary.
The recommendation based on the court summary is the SCRAM for 60 days, continue with PAM as originally ordered, complete a TAP evaluation and follow the recommendations, Judge.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ricardo Ramirez Jr.
All right, why are you not following your conditions?
It's in the morning window. When I wake up to work, I get up early in a rush, try to make it to work. And then by the time I realize that it blew into my window, it's past the 10 o'clock window.
So, and Judge, just so the court knows, he's got some documented anxiety issues. He also does not drive, so he's on foot and works in the downtown area.
Mhm.
It's planning as much as it is anything else. I think what's going on really is that Mr. Ramirez is trying to make probation work around his life instead of making his life work around probation.
Mhm.
And obviously that needs to be adjusted.
All right, and why haven't, on this, it says that you have yet to complete community service. How many community service hours have you completed?
I made a donation back in October of 2024 to the food bank. I made another one this month, again to the food bank for, I believe, a total of 60 hours out of the 200 required. And my plan was to make donations through the life of the probation to resolve that.
All right,
And my plan was to make donations to the food bank or another charity for the life of probation to resolve that 200 hours.
all right. So here's my question for you. Are you serious about this probation, or do you just want to be revoked and go to prison?
I do not want to be revoked and go to prison.
So
I-
how are we going to change all of this?
Making sure I hit those windows. I think a good start is the 60 days on Scram. It's a constant reminder of why I'm here and what I need to do and what I need to follow. So once I'm done with the 60 days and I fulfill that obligation, then I know the PAM device is just as serious as the Scram device. So I have to take those windows serious and not miss any of them.
All right, so what do you think should happen if you come before me again with missing windows?
You have the full right to prosecute me to the extent. I understand the consequences going forward if I have to come here again in front of you.
All right, this is what the court will do. The court will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include the following. And I'm following the recommendation of probation, which both the state and the defense are in agreement with. And you're in agreement with the recommendation as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so this is a part of your new contract with the court. And let me remind you, this is a contract with the court. It's not a contract with your attorney or the state. So when they say they've reached an agreement, I don't have an obligation to follow it. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so alternate main conditions, it's going to be 60 days Scram. Continue with Pam until further notice. There's going to be a TAP evaluation out of custody. You're going to follow the TAP recommendations. Counsel, if you disagree with those recommendations, you can have it brought back to court.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And I'm looking at the other concerns that are listed in the court summary. I'm telling you now, do not drink mouthwash. Do not come in here saying that you drank mouthwash or something else. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything that has alcohol in it, you're not allowed to drink it, and you're not allowed to rinse with it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else that you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And have you done any sober support meetings?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many have you done?
I finished the 90 days, 90 required meetings in 90 days. I have the log that I can.
And do you still do sober
yes,
support meetings?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You need to continue with that. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Who's here on John Ray Perez? Court is calling 2022 CR 7826A State versus John Ray Perez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Robert Porter for Mr. Pettis.
And are you Mr. Perez?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same John Ray Perez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 7826A for the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft on January 10th, 2023 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
That is violation of condition number 1. On or about the 31st day of December 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, John Ray Perez, committed the offense of evading arrest, detention, causing FBI, violation of condition number 1.
Right. And to that offense, you said causing SBI?
Yes.
I don't have that in the amended motion. Am I missing it? I just have evading, commit the offense of evading arrest or detention. Oh, that's not on mine. Okay, all right, I see it.
Well,
No, I see the one that you all have. To violation of condition number 1, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State,
Banning the remainders, Your Honor.
No.
any objections?
no, yeah.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Sure.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1? Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Your Honor, it's to grant the state's motion to enter an adjudication of guilt against the defendant, revoke his community supervision, and sentence him to 16 months in state jail facility. And the state will be taken into consideration, clause number 2024, PF 29675.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the numbers after the PF?
29675.
All right, and then probation. With regards to restitution, was there any restitution for Michael John McLaughlin? And state you're not requesting restitution? All right, are you asked, defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Perez, are you asking the court to follow that agreement? Are you waiving your right to appeal? I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 1 as true as previously stated. The court will grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 16 months in the state jail facility, taking consideration 2024 PF 29675. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Just that he gets credit for the time served.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I said that. And I see I did not. Credit for any time served.
Thank you.
All right, we can go off the record, make changes in your life. Otherwise, as I always tell people, there's always room at the prison. Nobody ever says there's no room at the prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a seat, sir.
Oh, and you're next after this case.
Go.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 012630 State versus Arturo Camacho Delgado. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense?
Guillermo Lara for the defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Delgado?
Yes,
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, waiving counts 2 and 3.
yes,
Did you understand in the remaining count 1, you're charged with intoxication assault with a vehicle SVI as a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
no,
All right. And Mr. Delgado, did you understand by entering this plea, you will be deported?
yes,
And did you understand that you will be denied naturalization or the right to re-entry into the United States?
yes,
Knowing that, do you still wish to proceed with this plea?
yes,
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 1. Punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution to Eduardo Noriega. Did you understand that to be the plea?
yes,
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There'll be 200 hours community service restitution, DWI intervention, and VIP live. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
yes,
Then to the count one of the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest.
Oh, what, I'm sorry?
No, let's continue.
To
I
count
didn't
one,
hear.
how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits one and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so why am I following this agreement?
Well, Judge, we did discuss with the state, this is his first offense, Your Honor. He hasn't had any prior offenses with respect to any of these felonies, misdemeanors, or anything like that, Your Honor. His family, again, is asking for him to be deported, if not allowed to remain here in the United States. My understanding is that there's a civil lawsuit pending, and he did have full coverage at the time of this accident, Your Honor.
All right, and are you here legally?
No.
All right, the court is finding him guilty. The court is going to sentence him to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. There's to be no driving for the duration of probation, DWI intervention, VIP live, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, no reentry in the United States. Well, I should say to the United States. There's to be restitution to Eduardo Noriega, TAP evaluation in custody, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or working with the elderly or with minors. Probation, is there anything else that he needs? All right, and you are not allowed re-entry into the United States. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Buena suerte, señor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 0841C State versus Kayla Connor. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ashley Jones for the state.
for the defense?
Roberto and Ambrosina.
And are you Kayla Connor?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you the same Kayla? Is it Jeanne? Janine Connor, who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 0841C for the offense of injury to a child with intentional bodily injury on August 25th, 2022 for a period of 5 years. Is that you? All right, state.
Your Honor, the state is alleging from the state's motion to supplement, pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt, that the defendant violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Kayla Jeanne Connor, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2023, and January, February, March, April, May, June, all the way through December of 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
Right, to that allegation, how do you plead, true or not true? True. And state, with the regards to the other allegation?
The state will waive the other allegation.
No
Any
objection.
objection? All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4? Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is not a proposed agreement. The state will argue for our recommendation and I plead.
All right. State, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, given that the defendant has not reported for over a year and a half now, and given her history and not only the facts of the case, that state is going to ask for 2 years in the Texas Department of Corrections.
All right. In defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, I'm requesting that the court impose some type of jail sanction, revoke her deferred adjudication, adjudicate her, and put her on straight probation. Or possibly, I saw there was a recommendation from probation that their recommendation was to extend and assign her to safety. I think her only positives were for THC. I don't know that that would be a good fit. I think maybe SATA might be a better fit under the circumstances. And I did have a witness.
All right, do we call your witness?
Carmen Rodriguez.
Ms. Connor.
Oh, come forward. Thank you. Hello. All right. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Carmen Dolores Rodriguez Mills.
All right.
And good morning, Ms. Rodriguez. How long have you known Kayla Connor?
I believe the first time I met her was around 2014, right before my husband got orders to station at Scott.
Okay, and she's essentially friends with your daughter, correct?
Correct, that's how I met her.
Okay, and so you've known Kayla for a while. What type of family life did she have as long as you've known her?
It wasn't easy. When I met her, she was living with her grandmother because she had her parents weren't really in the picture. And when we left and came back, we started talking to her again last year. And that's when we find out that everything that had happened, and she was not in a good relationship and she was trying to get away from that person. So her and my daughter had gotten contact again. But it wasn't a good example.
So she has had a hard life as such. And with respect to the probation, I guess you were recently made aware that she had a warrant for essentially not reporting to probation.
Yes, I probably around, I want to say around New Year's, she let it be known. And at that time, I was trying to talk to her, and I don't know what the process would be. So I was trying to convince her to, if we could hire a lawyer to explain what needed to be done.
And so once you were made aware of her situation, you advised her to deal with the warrant, put herself in at some point.
Whatever I don't know if she would have had to go to the probation or who.
Okay. And do you feel like you've been a positive influence in her life to this point?
I feel yes.
Okay. And has she essentially spent a lot of time at your house over the last few months?
Yes.
Okay. Has she lived there or just spent?
Sometimes my husband and I joke that she lives there. Yes.
Okay. And if the judge were to continue her on probation in some form or fashion, would you allow her to live with you, at least in the short term, while she gets back on her feet?
Yes. As long as she abides by the rules.
Okay. And based on what you've seen, do you think that'll be a problem?
No, I don't think so. I just think she needs the guidance.
Okay. Do you think there's good in Kayla?
Yeah.
Do you think the judge should give Kayla another chance?
Yeah. I know she's screwed up, but
Do you think that maybe Kayla lacks some structure and support that maybe she didn't get growing up, and maybe you could provide that for her? Help
yes.
provide that for her to some extent?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass this.
All right, any questions?
What's your daughter's name?
Michelle
Michelle, last name?
Rodriguez.
And how long did you say you've known Kayla?
I think it was around 2014 because we left in 2015. And then, so I knew her then because I had to get permission for my daughter to go over there and let her talk to the parents before.
So 2014 to 2015, you knew her before you left?
Yeah, before we left. And then when we came back, I would say it was last year that she started coming back.
When did you come?
Well, I came back, my dad had cancer, so we came back in 2018. But my daughter was in Clovis.
Okay, so from 2015 to last year, you really haven't had any interaction with Kayla?
Personally, no, just my daughter saying, oh,
you know, I talked to her, or, yeah.
Those would be all questions.
Any further
No,
questions?
Your Honor,
I have a couple if no one has any objections.
no objection.
So you mentioned that she was in a bad relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Was that the relationship she was in while she was on probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did she ever discuss with you that Child Protective Services was in her life?
Child Protective Service, well, she told me about the case and that she had certain requirements she was supposed to be making.
All right. And did she tell you her requirements with Child Protective Services?
I didn't ask specifics.
All right.
I was just kind of trying to get her to get back on track with the probation.
Thank you so much for coming down. I appreciate your coming down.
Thank you.
All right. Any other witnesses?
Just briefly call my client.
All right. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Kayla Connor.
All right, you may proceed.
Good morning, Caleb. You heard the testimony of Carmen Rodriguez. If the judge were to continue you on probation, are you in agreement to reside with Carmen in the next few months while you would get on your feet?
Yes.
You heard mention of a bad domestic violence involved relationship that you had been in previously. Has that ended?
Yes.
Okay, when did that end?
About May of last year.
So May of 2024.
Yes.
So that was kind of during this period of time that you had a warrant of your arrest, essentially. Why should the judge give you another chance on probation?
I'm in a better place than I was when all of this happened. I understand that I messed up. I did not go about it the right way, but I'm out of that relationship and that situation that I was in. And I know now that I have the support team that I do have, I am capable and more confident in myself now that I can get this done.
And why didn't you deal with the warrant earlier?
Honestly, I was scared. I've never been in trouble before.
So that's the first criminal case you've ever
Yes,
had.
so I really had no idea how it was gonna go. And due to being a mother of 4 kids, I just didn't want to do time away from them. That's really all it is.
Okay, and essentially, I wasn't on that case previously, but based on what you told me, you were given a period of time that you needed to provide residence in Bexar County. And you told me that you did get residence in Bexar County, but you were late in providing notice, and that's when the warrant went.
Yes.
And so that went out quite some time ago, but after that, you didn't deal with it because you had the warrant and you were scared.
Yes.
If the judge were to continue you, who's to say the same thing wouldn't happen?
Like I said, I'm confident that I'm not gonna slip up. I'm out of the situation that I was in, and that was a very big factor as to why things went the way that they did. And now I'm working on myself and my future for myself and for my kids.
And you have minor children, correct?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
4.
4, and what are their ages?
5. My twin boys are 4, and my youngest is 2.
Okay, and where are they with?
They live with their father.
Okay, and does he have like primary custody essentially?
There's nothing really in place. It was just a verbal agreement due to the fact that I had the warrant. I thought it would be best that they lived with him until I was able to get it figured out.
Okay, and so you voluntarily did that
Yes.
on your own? Okay, is there anything else you want the judge to know why she should consider continuing you on probation?
All I have to say is that if you give me the another opportunity, I won't make you regret it.
All right, any questions, State?
Okay. Ms. Connor, what is the father of your children's name?
Nicholas Treadwell?
You understand that you were given a gift by being placed on probation first place for this case.
Yes.
And you understand that you messed up that probation by not doing the things you were supposed to do.
Yes.
And then the judge gave you an opportunity to come back and continue to do what you were supposed to do. Yes, you're correct. You didn't. And then you didn't report for over a year and a half. Is that correct? That's right.
I have some questions if there are no objections.
No objection.
All right. So this relationship that you were in, that the previous witness says was not a good relationship, was that the relationship with the boyfriend who was supposedly working at Toyota? Or was this some new person? Or, oh, you say Tesla?
Yeah, it's Tesla.
All right, so that was him?
Yes.
All right. So do you recall being here for a compliance hearing? And at that compliance hearing, there were 2 CPS caseworkers. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And do you recall that nobody knew where you were living because you would move from place to place? Did you recall that? Do you recall that?
Honestly, no, I was in touch with my probation officer.
Now, I want you to listen to my question. Do you recall the compliance hearing where the issue was you were moving from place to place and taking your children with you? Do you recall that?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Do you recall coming in where the caseworkers, one was by Zoom, well, actually, both of them were by Zoom. And do you recall coming in and one of the complaints was that you were testing positive for marijuana? Do you recall that?
Yeah.
And do you recall that your CPS caseworkers had no idea that you were testing positive for marijuana in this court? Do you recall that?
Yes.
And do you recall my ruling saying that you were to leave the home with that boyfriend? Do you recall that?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Okay. All right. I have no further questions.
Any questions, Your Honor?
All right. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And I've heard both your arguments and what you're requesting. This is what the court is going to do. The court is finding violation of condition number 4 true. Court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to grant the motion. The court is going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you understand that and sign it?
Yes.
You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are in deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're also not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Good luck to you. All right, who is here on? Amanda Griffin.
Present, ready, Judge.
Court is calling 2022 CR 4520, State of Texas versus Amanda Carol Griffin. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, hand, Your Honor.
And are you Miss Griffin?
Yes, ma'am.
Albert Gear for defendant, Ms.
All right,
Griffin,
thank
Your
you.
Honor.
Miss Griffin, did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same? I'm sorry, could I have that last file back? Are you the same Amanda Carol Griffin who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 4520 for the offense of assault family household member previous conviction on September 18, 2023 for a period of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, violated condition number 1, on or about the 9th day.
Everyone, please whisper.
On or about the 9th day of January 2025, in Texas, the defendant Amanda Carol Griffin committed offense of possession of a controlled substance, Plea Group 1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Not a way to remain violated.
Any objections?
No objections, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you to 6 years in prison?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. It is to deny the motion, continue her on her probation. She is to go to plea on the theft case and the misdemeanor case to judgment sat. And then we will also take in consideration cause number 2025 PF 01181, which is the possession case she pled true to, and to alter and amend her condition to include UBRF.
Probation, is this your recommendation?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to follow this recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 1 true. The court will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include the following. Take in consideration it was 2025 or
Yes, Your Honor.
2025 PF 0181. Referral for DDRF. All right, so that needs to be disposed of as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you're going to be in limbo and they're not going to accept you.
Yes, Judge, I communicated that with County Court number 4 yesterday and told that was set on the same day as today. So hopefully we can go right over there and take care of it.
Right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. Good to see you. May I
You
be
too.
excused.
Yes. It's Amanda Griffin. Oh, it's also Shipman. And she's to remain in custody for DDRF. Who's here on Rodney Patterson? Does he have something other than the evading?
He does, Judge. He has a few unindicted cases, and that's actually what we needed to address with the court.
All right, let's address it.
Okay, so right now he is set for trial currently on April the 1st on his evading charge. We were brought over here today as a status conference, conferred with the states, both with family violence and the state. And we have the tentative framework for a plea agreement right now, but it's my understanding that the family violence unit needs to still reach out to the CWs, and they're asking for a 2-week continuance on this, where we can meet back in a couple of weeks and possibly put together a plea agreement.
All right. All right, Norma, if you recall this for February 25th,
Sounds great,
and
Judge.
if y'all wish to be brought over sooner, just let the court know.
Okay, sounds great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Well, he can't,
All right.
but you can.
All right. All right.
I don't want to get in trouble with the deputies.
There you go.
Are you already on Chapa? Hello, so what is happening with Chapa?
We went back and forth today several times and we were not able to work out an agreement, Your Honor. We will need to be on the trial track.
All right. So how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
I would say at least 2 days for the state's case in chief.
A day tops for defense.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can give a jury trial date, if y'all will confer with her on a jury trial date on Chapa, he's on page 1. So if you have a seat, they'll confer the date. Once you have a date, come back and let me know what the date is.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Damian Huff?
They're working on paperwork, Judge,
Okay.
but I need to ask if we can reset for tomorrow. I have a Payne Klein I'm meeting with at 1:30, 1:45, and
Okay.
I can't miss that.
Oh, I understand.
So they're gonna
Ms.
have it ready
Ferguson.
for a plea for tomorrow.
If you're, all right, Mr. Huff?
The prosecutor's working on the paperwork and they're gonna bring it in the morning.
All right. Norma, on Mr. Huff, if you recall him back for tomorrow for a plea.
I'll be here early, bright and
All
shiny.
right,
All right, Judge, thank you.
you're welcome.
See you in the morning.
All right, Luis Martinez?
Yes, Judge.
Yes,
Um,
I know. Yeah.
yes, Judge, if I could have a discovery reset and just time to talk with him about the case. He didn't watch any videos or review any discovery with his prior retained counsel.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset for discovery on Luis Martinez. And state on Luis Martinez, did you tender an offer? It's a theft case.
No, Your Honor, there's no offer.
All right, so an offer need to be tendered on March 13th as well.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
You can
Thank
have
you.
a seat back in
You're
the
welcome.
gallery. And Judge, I had two other people, if I could, just very brief.
Sure.
Update you. I have two pleas. I know, can we send, one's a recommendation. I have the plea paperwork, I just haven't been able to get my client to sign it. Maybe we can do this in the civil basement. It's not opposed, there's no PSI.
No,
And-
if it's for probation, I like to set my own conditions.
He was the one who was not here yesterday, Davies.
Mhm.
Walter, he's in handcuffs. He also has to use the restroom, but he's in handcuffs. Could we maybe get him out of custody and recall it for a plea
We can do a plea this afternoon,
this afternoon?
Mhm.
In between, or this afternoon?
at
yes.
1:30, yes.
And then I have an NTR also for a plea.
Okay, thank you.
So at 1:30.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, can Davies, you want Davies to remain in handcuffs?
Yes.